Yo. Yo.
Yo, yo.
You hear me, bro?
Yeah. Where we at?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. Right, if you can hear me, we'll hop in.
Cool.
I've put the first question on the screen already. Right, 2 seconds. Yo.
Yes. How are we?
Yeah, great. Where's our names? Where's my name not come up? Weird. Oh shit! It's because the fucking comment was covering it. That's why. What a great start. How you feeling, man?
Hey, fucking excellent, man. Fucking
Yeah.
really good.
Good, man. You sound happy, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Fucking what you call it? Really enjoyed watching through the VOD and checking things back, man. I get like I'm almost like a battle dysphoria. During the battle, I think it's the worst thing that's ever fucking happened. I think this is fucking terrible. And sometimes I even think that the people who are reacting to my bars are wrong for doing so. But like fucking like now I've had a chance to watch it back for a third time. I'm like, yeah, this is a cool fucking battle.
Great battle, bro. You're
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I loved your second round the most, man. Anyone watching, obviously, grab the pay-per-view. If you just want to watch Kinell and Shuffle, it's $2.49. If you want to watch the whole thing, it's $9.99. So that's like $125 per battle, I think, if I've got the maths right, because it's 8 battles. Yeah, so it's like $125 per battle if you buy the rental. So how much have you managed to watch so far?
I've watched through everything. Like I've watched I've watched a few others a couple of times. What you call it? Lefty and Orwin really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
What you call it? Frost Frazier. Woo!
Mad.
Fucking yeah, and that on beat rounds fucking tidy and all.
That's I'd say that's my personal favorite battle of the event. That was incredible. That's the only one I've watched back in. No, I'm not lying. That is the only one I watched back in full. I made a fucking ridiculously hench omelette this morning that took so much work that I managed to watch the entire on beat battle whilst making it. Even though the online recipes for omelettes say like it's like 3.5 minutes, but because I could never get them properly. I literally watched the entirety of Zen and Danielson before I got this like omelette mildly edible. But so I watched that in full. Fucking absolutely loved it. That's probably, I think I watched some of it on the day. That's kind of like the third time I've seen it, I guess. My opinion changes of who won every time.
Danielson fucking fucking no one could be mad at Zen winning, but fuck me, Danielson fucking he's coming away from this with new fans all over the shop.
Sorry, say again. He's coming away with this what? Sorry.
He's coming away with new fans all over the shop.
100%, bro.
Fucking 100%. Like, especially when it hits YouTube.
Trust me, man. That's what I said on the day when we announced Zen as the winner. I kind of made sure I gave Danielson his props on the stage because that guy is serious, bro. Like he is. I honestly think he's a top tier battle rapper in the making, bro. Of 4 battles, that he came strapped, ready to go, bro. The movement as well. Obviously, Zen's really I don't know what's the word, just animated. He's really animated when he battles. Danielson came ready for the animation, like he was jumping around as well. Didn't seem like forced, do you know what I mean? Because sometimes when people battle the loud guys, they start trying to match their voice and it's a bit cringy. You could tell like with him it wasn't cringy. He was just like, no, and obviously like I can't stay in the same spot and rap at the floor because Zen's going to be jumping everywhere. So he upped that. He definitely upped his delivery, he upped his stage presence, and that crowd fucked with him heavy. Each time I've watched it, I think a different person won, and that's how I know. I'll be disappointed to see any comments on that saying it's a robbery or a 3-0. Do you know what I mean? Either way,
you'll get them on any battle. Fucking people post that on non-judge battles.
Yeah, that's true. There'll be some. I'm expecting though, really. I'm expecting a feedback on that too. I personally am hoping people say that's one of our best battles in a long fucking while. It's one of them ones where like obviously the clashes where there's nothing up for grabs can still be legendary. There's been a lot of clashes where, in theory, the only thing on the line is like each other's respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you start putting money on the line, people really start trying harder, man. Even in yours, you know, there was no actual money on the line for who won your battle, but there was a prize for your battle. So that's why I put in the booklet whatever it was I said about, like, you know, you're about to see them at their peak. And I think we did see you at peak. Like, so as you're the first one on, we might as well, I guess instead of talking about the on-beat battle forever, might as well just speak about your one. I think your second round, I don't know. I'll be completely frank with you. I think it was an amazing round. I wouldn't definitely be able to say that you won that round because I think I just watched some of that clash back. I'm not 100% sure who took that second round. I think you may have got it because, again, you're the first guy to speak about the sounds like stuff. But at the same time, that was
my best round for angles.
I think it was, yeah. And I think, but then it's like, I don't want to be too quick to say, because your angle was good, you definitely got it because that was the angle. Sorry, that was the round where Shuff did all the kind of
but he was on a bit of a concept thing and trying to be more serious, like.
Yeah.
So, like, fucking, that might not really go over so well for people who are fans of both of us.
You
know, they might prefer what I'm doing in that round. Like,
appreciate you coming through, George. Anyone else here that was in the it was in the room? Obviously, leave a comment if you're in the room because there's no footage online yet. So make sure you leave us a comment if you're watching live. So I think what do you just give me your kind of, you've obviously, I'm sure like every battle you watched your one first, which is completely fine. So what do you feel about after it now you've watched it back?
It's interesting to see like what it was like. See, like, fucking a lot of the issues for how I felt about it during the battle stemmed from the first round. I missed 4 bars out.
Right.
But I didn't know it was 4 bars. I was convinced I'd spat for about 45 seconds in the first round.
Oh, no. You went in.
Yeah. So, like, fuck, but that was what was in my head for the rest of the battle. Like, I'm fucking, like, so I felt like I was battling a lot more uphill than I was. Fucking, I'll fucking take a Judge L, man. Fucking happened before, probably going to happen again, because, man, don't stop. But
I appreciate that, Cooper, man. Make sure you tweet us in it if you cop the pay-per-view. Anyone watching who cops pay-per-view, make sure if you've already copped it, leave some opinions if you've had a chance to watch it. I know it's only been out since this morning. But if you only have time to watch it tomorrow and that, make sure, you send us some opinions on Twitter and Instagram so we can reshare that shit because we want to see what everyone's saying. But I mean, I pretty much know what everyone's going to be saying is that it's our best event since fucking, I'm not going to say since records began, but I mean, since probably 2017, I'd say. Oh, Lyle, I recognize your name from the ticket list, bro. I know you were definitely in the building, man. Thanks again for coming. I hope you had a good time. And I literally didn't get a chance to speak to a single fucking fan. Like, literally had absolutely no time to speak to anybody the whole day, which was whack as fuck. That's kind of why I wanted to come on here and chat with everyone because it was just too busy, man. Henry, big up to you, bro. Thanks for copping already. I mean, to be honest, Sean's here as well. Let me put him in. What's going on, G? Honestly, we sold more in the. I think our last pay-per-view was the Shrewsbury one, maybe, which wasn't a huge event. I think we sold, like, in the first couple of hours, sold more of this one than we sold of the Shrewsbury event in the 2 weeks we had it available. So it's like people really want to see these battles, man. So yeah, honestly, mate, it's like the help it gives us when you buy the pay-per-views and it offsets some of the other costs, like the amount of, even like fucking hell, bruv. Like, if people understood how much getting the security,
how much Nando's is.
Like, no, even like, but literally, like last week, bro, even the cost of the security guard, bro, was a way bigger cost than it's been before. So it's like that's just one example. Like, all the pay-per-view costs. It's like, because we haven't done it for a while, I forgot how much it helped offset some of the other costs we end up encountering throughout the event and that. Like, but yeah, anyway, so back to you said, so you kind of think you took the L on that, Kinell, but you're happy with your performance.
Yeah, like, so, but at the end of the day, like, what should we call it? I could just crack on and get back to what I'm doing now, and I've got a good battle that I can fucking show people. If I'm happy with 6 rounds in a battle, that's like more than you get in a lot of other battles, like.
Mm-hmm.
And what should we call it? Like I say, there's a lot of people, they won't like me, who watch shuffle battles that don't watch other battle rap, really.
What do you mean that won't like you? Why? I don't understand. Why won't they like you?
because I'm a horrible cunt.
Not
But
really.
yeah, but it's good. I think I'll get a few more eyes on me and hopefully like a few more fans out of it, which is the fucking best you can hope for.
I mean, I think I'm gonna. This is something I thought today, right? I think you might get some stick. Now, correct. You know, you two, let me know if I'm wrong here, right? But I just thought this just before we came on. I think you might get some stick for the bar you said about something. The only point in the show is to keep blah 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 relevant. I feel like I think you might get stick from people saying that you only said that bar to pander to me. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's a flipping context thing because, like, flipping, I went into it going like, right, I fucking like anyone associated with Shuffle is getting shots. Marlo got it, Lee's got it, Reverse got it, and I never even met the guy.
But that was another thing that didn't go off, bro. That didn't go off.
Flipping Matt got it, and I flipping get on well with the guy.
This in reverse didn't kind of work because he'd actually done really well.
Yeah.
So it was really funny when you were like, if you were such a good coach, why was Reverse so shit? And the whole room was like, he wasn't really shit though. He's actually quite good. Like, so that I think, did you when you wrote that bar, were you just taking a chance, like as in I think this geezer's gonna be shit, and you just risked it?
I didn't write that bar. Flipping, I thought like I thought I'm just gonna leave a blank bit in the in me round, and then just pick it on from here, or just say something about his ghost writing and that.
Yeah.
And
it would have banged if Reverse if Reverse had been a choking, stumbling little forum tryout, that bar would have fucking popped.
Like I thought it was gonna be.
Like you and like everybody thought it was gonna be. But I'll tell you, after we did the Formula Reverse face off, I actually stayed on with him offline. Like me and Reverse stayed on for probably about another 15-20 minutes, just talking like about what battle rap is. And I wasn't like coaching him, but I was basically saying like, these are some things you need to take on board, definitely, blah, 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 blah. And there were certain things in his performance. I was like, is that for me or am I just on my own dick too much? But like, we definitely spoke and I said, look, because I could see the potential in it. So I was just like, we chatted for a little bit after the stream and I was just like, keep these things locked and you'll do really well. Yeah. And I was fucking... But so have you watched it back on the pay-per-view, but you didn't see it on the day?
Yeah, I really liked it. Like, I thought like, I'll pay attention in the room. I'll fucking freestyle about. I can freestyle about this if he says something's if he says something a bit dodgy or something. And it was just a big old. There was a space like fucking what you call that whole reverse bit up to nothing. I'm hearing's that inspired was fucking freestyle because I just figured like I'll put something in there to do it like. But the problem is like because I wasn't in the room, I couldn't fucking have anything specific enough to fucking make it look like it was freestyle.
Yeah.
The fucking point was like fucking I'm trying to. It wasn't really anything against him. It was about like sort of flexing my ability to stop in the middle of my written freestyle some shit and then go back in.
But because which is in theory is amazing, but it's because the stuff you said wasn't really true, so it didn't really bang that hard. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's it, like flipping, but it wasn't obvious to the crowd that it was freestyle and all. Like
that's true. That is true.
I mean, like if I'd have just if I'd have had some kind of reference to what he did, then flipping, even if people didn't fuck with what I said, they know what I was doing. If you get what I mean.
Yep. And they give you more of a buy. Like they'll give you more of a buy if they know you're fully coming off the top. I didn't know you were coming off the top then. I thought you'd pre-prepared a segment saying why was Reverse shit because most people were saying this kid's gonna be shit. He's got no footage. That's what I thought you were doing.
No. It was a bit of a flex that fucking wasn't obvious enough on the day.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so what did you actually think of his clash watching it back on the VOD?
I thought it was really good. I thought Formie was really good and all. Like flipping, like I think Reverse is going to get most of the gas because he's completely out of nowhere. But but it's closer than people think. Like because I think even on the day because people had some kind of familiarity with Formie, he wasn't like it's always something special to see someone you know nothing about doing something decent. So, like, I think it's important we got to give fucking Formie a bit of credit. But yeah, Reverse was good.
I knew, bro. I knew with Reverse it would either be blowing everyone's socks off or disappointing everybody. I knew there'd be no in between. You can't come in as a battler with zero footage, zero backstory, which he really has no backstory. You know, he's not like, when I say backstory, I mean like he's not one of them fans who's been coming to events for ages, like say Crow, that gives you a little bit of context in the scene. Yeah. He's really coming in blind. So with them, they're either going to absolutely shut it down or be terrible. And I'm not just trying to say this. So I say, oh, I'm a fucking psychic. In my head, I was like, I think he's going to be really good. I really genuinely did believe he was going to be really good. And he surpassed my expectations. Obviously, the short battle, it was only 2 1-minute rounds. Yeah. If you actually count the bars, both of them said they didn't actually say that much material at all. But I think what Reverse showed is definition of potential. Like I was really fucking
efficiency of writing, certainly efficiency of writing.
No filler, no pissing about, no 25 bar schemes or whatever. Like
that's like a really good quality when you're starting off.
Yeah,
it's if you're not wasting much material, because when you start off, you tend to be doing like fucking
you stack a lot of multis and stuff. Yeah, you're right. When you start, a lot of tryouts we have to take to one side and say you got a lot of potential, but you need to streamline your shit. Whereas
you know,
came in already streamlined with no stacking rhymes and bullshit like that, and just punchlines from the get go.
You're still going to be earlier in the card. You're going to be like fucking like given 90-second rounds and flipping like kind of expected to stick to them.
Yeah.
So fucking you can't be pissing about.
So what did so starting with Formie and Reverse, what did you think, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, I was really surprised because when we sort of put that on the card, I was very, very skeptical. And it was like your call putting it on there fully. And I was like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, they were both really good. I've never seen Formie actually battle before. Well, I might have done, been live at an event, but not actually, not actually recognised him. But yeah, it was really good. But yeah, Reverse in particular, he just seems like he's got really high ceiling. He's just funny, well put together, and he's quite confident too. So yeah, it was good.
So moving on to Shuffle and Kinell, did that go down how you thought it was going to go down, or was it better, worse? How did you see it? Because you had some ideas about it before, didn't you? Like you kind of like were thinking Shuffle was probably going to win.
I mean,
how was it when you saw it live?
Shuffle's someone who I'm generally gonna think he's gonna win whoever he's against, because he almost makes it into something else other than a battle, and it's just he's actually sort of said it against Kinell. He said it against Nugget as well. Basically, you know, every one of my battles is an event is what he started saying himself. But it is true, to be fair, that I thought he would win, but yeah, Kinell was really good. So it was just, but if I was calling it, it's maybe 3-0.
Well, this is what I'm trying to say to Kinell about his second round. It's like I think that was a crazy round, but I'd have to watch both their rounds back before I started blanketly saying, I don't even know if blanketly is a word, but blanketly saying like you got that round for sure, because it's like I think that was Kinell's best round. But he kind of matched it against the one where Shuff was trying to show, you know. But I will say something. One other thing I thought watching it back, like I said, anyone watch this, and go grab the pay-per-view and watch it. It's well fucking worth the money, man. If you don't want to buy the whole event, just want to watch it at $2.49, go buy that shit, man. One thing I think Shuff took the right angles against Kinell with that kind of blasé, I'm the man, you're not. But one thing I do think is you can't do that repetitively. Like, he can't come against Kraft now, and that can't be his only angle. Like, it works against Kinell because Kinell, obviously, you are a smaller name in battle rap than Shovel T. So it's quite predictable he was going to take the angle and say, you know, like I did find it very, very funny when he was like, Kinell was the new champ. Wait, what? Really? Like, I thought that was funny. That was but this is what I mean. It's like, now he's done that to you, like, and he's taken that path. Fair enough. It was a good path to take. He can't now do that again. You know what I mean? So he's got to rethink his whole strategy for craft. But actually, if you, I mean, just as a random question this came to me, like, if you had ended up battling craft, had you already got like ideas in your head of what you'd say to him or anything, or is it just like you just thinking about shuffle?
What's we call it? Yeah, I had a few things like, because I kind of imagine he'd be like attacking me from a political point of view, and so I'd kind of like try and go at it for their like, fuck
yes, Ken, what's going on?
And right, I could say this now. I was keeping it quiet. I've actually got a ton of bars about the film The Craft.
Oh right.
The reason for it is that the fucking Soho Horror Festival, which was going on the same time, and I was going to pop there afterwards, but I didn't quite make it in time.
Right.
Flipping, they were doing like a 25-year celebration of The Craft, and they'd asked me to like write a track for it. So flipping, I got a full track written about the film The Craft.
Oh right.
I had a bunch of punches that I was going to
recite.
No one was ever going to hear them.
Is that a famous? I don't know. I'm not really into horror. Is that a famous horror film?
The Craft, yeah, it's from the 90s. It's
right.
like what's it called? It got Nev Campbell in.
You'll have to give me a list, bro, because you're well into that, innit? Horror. I know fuck all about horror, bro. You'll have to give me a list of like sick horror films to watch sometime. I'd love to get into that shit. But so sure, moving on to you, obviously, bro. First off, I gotta give you your flowers, man. You fucking killed it. Even though most people watching will know I already knew your bars, but as we discussed on every fucking stream imaginable, like it's not about the writing, it's only 50% writing, 50% delivery. So yeah, I got you absolutely killed it with the delivery, like the crowd fucking ate it up. So yeah, watching it back, the only fault I noticed was when you fucked up that one scheme, which I'm sure is going to drive you insane, where you stopped halfway through a scheme and you said, but which one was it? There was something you said where you were.
It's when I said.
I know you know what I was talking about.
I never crack under pressure, and then I cracked under pressure.
That was you said. You said I turn up ready with bars. That was it. I turn up ready with bars.
It's the curse. Fucking, if you talk about the other guy doing it, you will do it like.
But you know what? It was like when I was in the room and it happened, and I was like, I turn up ready with bars, and I went to say it.
Yeah.
I felt like I was standing there for about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible, isn't it? It's like you're there ages.
It really wasn't. It was a split second.
It's like 1 second. It was literally like, okay, I've just sort of missed it, and then I've just gone straight in. So
yeah,
it wasn't too bad. And like when people were saying to me afterwards, oh yeah, did you miss things out? I think they were referring to like when I wasn't called in time at the end of the rounds.
That was one of my favorite moments of the day. Was the 2 rounds of just looking like you're choking and then being like time. And then the way you said to me, oh well, I thought you were gonna call time because you know the bars. It's like, no, bro, I know the 8 bars. That's my bit to jump in on. I don't know the fucking. I don't know your verses off by heart, like.
But I'm also from that WRC kind of era, like Scars jumping in like time and all this. I'm sort of does it.
I'm a lot more low key nowadays, bro. But like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That did worry me when in the first round when I thought you were choking. I was like, I was like thinking, am I gonna have to have a word with him whilst Danny's spitting and be like, because I was thinking if you choke 2 rounds, I can't jump in. I was like, I can't do that if he has a shit performance. That makes me look like a cunt. So I was thinking, and then when I realized you just stopped, I was like, oh my God, I was so happy. But anyway, yes, actually going back to your performance, bro. Yeah, let everyone know, like, what did you feel watching it? What did you feel on the day personally when you were doing the clash, and what did you feel watching it back on the pay-per-view?
Yeah, on the day, I thought it went perfectly. I was really happy. Watching it back on video, I felt like I had it, you know, like you can watch something on times 1.5 and it's just slightly faster. That's what it felt like. I felt like everything was just a little bit quicker. Right. I thought everything was just a little bit quicker. And it was just, but I got everything out, and then now I've kind of got used to the new pace. So yeah, you
definitely you were in his face. That's the first thing I told you when you come out of the clash. Like, I was just like, you were way more in his face than I thought you were going to be. Like, you were literally, your first bar was like shouting in his ear. I was like, fuck, like, is this how he's delivering the whole clash? But then obviously some of it you were doing the stepping back stuff as well. And like, what bars of yours do you think popped off the most? Because it's probably the same as, I think probably the same as always. The ones that you ain't expecting are gonna bang seem to just go crazy.
Yeah, it was that only gay black friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my favourite bit. The winning arguments on the internet.
Yeah. That was fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then who was it? You were saying that certain battlers were coming up to you afterwards and showing you mad love, right?
Yeah, a few. Like, yeah. Matt, I really liked it.
And
Well,
who was it? It was yeah, Kray, that's all good, man. 15 minutes, all good. Yo, lads, all the battlers watching, bro. I'm not trying to be on here for 3 hours tonight. I'm only trying to stay on for an hour or like 2 absolute max. So anyone watching who wants to come on, don't be on a long thing. Just jump on whenever you're free, innit? So we can just have this chat and not be here till midnight again because I just have not got the energy today. But yeah, it was Quill, wasn't it? I remember Quill was it? I can't remember when it was. It was either after the event or at the event. Quill was like, "Oh, Sean Cray's my new favorite battler." Blah 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 blah. Like he was getting gassed. Like, so that feel good.
No, it was good. Yeah, definitely. Like when people know how to do it, say that you're good, it means a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, talking about the title match, Sapien says, I don't like Crafty as a performer. There's something about him that irritates me. His bars are good, but I can't put my finger on it. I think a lot.
I'm gonna have to come out. Okay.
All good, bro. Thanks for coming on for a minute still.
See you later.
Safe, bro. Yeah. I'll take you off. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say that about Craft. I guess there's just like certain boxes he doesn't tick for people, man. For me personally, I've always thought he was a really good writer, but I do understand what people mean when they don't fully back him. Do you know what I mean? I see where they're coming from. As much as I've always rated,
one of these guys that it took me a while to get. Like before, I was going to events and seeing him live and all that kind of thing. I didn't really get it because it felt like he was like fucking trying to do like the sort of spoken word style, with like a road voice almost.
Right.
And fucking,
but to be fair, that is his voice though, bro. That is just I know exactly what you're saying. I do know what you mean, but that is just how he speaks. Like that's how he sounds.
And that's why it's like harder to sort of get on board with him when you don't know him.
Yeah.
And fucking it's like when I saw him live a few times, got to know him and all that, like flipping, like his style made a lot more sense to me that way.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's a few battlers like that like flipping I didn't really get till I saw live, and people say it about me a lot and all. Like,
who else did you not really get till you saw live, man?
I don't someone like Villain. Like, what's your call? What are you doing?
Well, someone said, "Is it?" I'm just trying to show my shirt. It's all backwards in my hat. It's like, yeah.
I thought you were doing a fucking magic trick or something.
No. I thought because it's celebration, I put on something bright, even though it's literally grey as a motherfucker. I thought I'd dress accordingly. Yeah. But yeah, so anyone who's watching, obviously some of you seem to have already copped the pay-per-view. Whether you copped the pay-per-view or you're at the event or both. Obviously anyone watching who was at the event, I haven't sent out your discount code yet, but you'll get your discount code as normal. It's just been a bit of a manic couple of days getting this pay-per-view ready. So if you're waiting for your code, sit tight, that'll come. You'll still get your discount and everything. Yeah, anyone else who was at the event, make sure you leave a comment. But yeah, so I says moving on. We spoke about Sean and Danny. We spoke about you and Shuff. We spoke about the on-beat title match. Daniel-san, I saw you leave a comment, bro. So if you're, like I said, if you're gonna hop in, do it sooner rather than later because I'm really not trying to be here all night. So yeah, what were some other battles that happened? We talked about Formula and Reverse.
Lefty and Orwin.
Lefty and Orwin, that's it. There you go.
Yeah.
I was happy to see Lefty come like that, bro.
Yeah.
I was really happy to see Lefty come like that. He brought, I don't know, maybe it's something about it being in that venue. He's had arguably some of the most legendary moments in that venue.
I think so. Like my all-time favorite Lefty moment is "You look like you play White Ops."
Amazing, bro. Amazing bar, bro. But yeah, I mean, he didn't let me down, man. Because I knew the thing with Lefty is that like he, as like what I put in the booklet, like it's like it takes a lot for him to rate somebody, and I think this happens with a lot of the older battlers, bro. And I think it's actually fair enough, to be honest. That a lot of the older battlers, they're not too quick to jump on the new guys. Like, to be fair, like a lot of the fans are as well. A lot of the fans aren't too quick to jump on the new guys, but definitely a lot of the older battle, like from Lefty's era. Obviously, Lefty come in the golden era and has had some classic battles, and it's like he was a no one when he came in. Do you know what I mean? The scene was smaller when he came in, so I know people like Lefty. He's not. It's not just him. There's hundreds of them. These older battlers. They even, you know, certain other battlers that were meant to battle at the card, that didn't battle at the card, that everyone was hyping a lot, like them kind of names. The older battlers are not quite, you know. So I was trying to say to Lefty before the clash, look, bro, I know you're gonna look at Allwyn just like one of these any guys that's just whack, blah 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 blah, whatever. But I was like, trust me, bro, please don't treat this like some of your other battles you've done where you've literally turned up, and he always does his thing. Do you know what I mean? He's never really had like a bad performance, but I was like, trust me, bro, like everybody at this card is taking this man serious, and I know Allwyn will take it super seriously. And he was telling me, don't. He was like, bro, I got him, mate. I got it. Don't watch that, brother. But when if you know
Lefty
like,
says that under literally all
circumstances. That's what I'm saying, bro. Lefty could be hanging off a helicopter with one little finger. He'd be like, it's calm, bro. It's calm. I'll sort it. So when he's saying, I'm saying to him, bruv, like, no, Allwyn will take this. This is the biggest battle he's had, and it's only his fourth battle. Like, bro, I know this battle means nothing to you, but I'm just telling you, don't fuck about with this one, innit? And he kept telling me, I'm not fucking about, bro, I promise you. And then obviously when he turned up, like, he turned up, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just old school. It was all I wanted, bro. I wasn't telling him, like, oh, start researching Allwyn and this and that. I just meant come with that old school fiddler's elbow Lefty shit people want to see. And he comes out straight away saying you're on the dark web trying to find Marcus Rashford's postcode. Like, as soon as he spat that, I relaxed. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit tense at the start. I hope I hit it well, but I was a bit tense at the start because I got so much belief in Lefty as a battler. Do you know what I mean? I was like, please give us one of your classic performances. As soon as he come out on the Marcus Rashford line, I was like, sheesh. But so what did you think of it anyway? What do you think of Allwyn? What do you think of Lefty? Oh yes, Danielson, for you now.
Yeah, I thought we got some classic Lefty. Hey, Danielson, peace.
What are you saying, man?
Yes, you good.
I cannot believe how many people you got compared to in the Zen Clash. They were all good comparisons, though. There was so many. I didn't catch all of them on the day. He was relentless. I think we might need to do one of them, like, you know what Real Deal used to do when after his battle, do the pick collage. We might just do all the people Danielson got compared to in the tournament, like. But carry on what you were saying, Kinell, about Lefty and Allwyn, bro. Carry on what you're saying.
Yeah, I thought we did get flipping classic fiddlers Lefty, which is what I wanted. But flipping Allwyn, he's another guy who's going to be coming away from this with a lot of new fans. Fuck it. Like, people check for Lefty battles. Like, even if he's battling someone without a name, like Lefty's one of those guys that some people just check Lefty battles.
There's a lot of people. I think it happens with certain areas. I think like there's just like certain parts of the country, bro. This is just, you know, I'm generalizing. This is what I've picked up on over the years of Don't Flop. But certain parts of the country have kind of people that only check for people from there. And I think Lefty being from West London, that's an example of it. Like, I think there's a lot of people in that kind of West London rap kind of bubble. I'm not talking like, you know, fucking Made in Chelsea. I'm talking specifically like kind of rap fans, West London. I've got the impression over the years, just from people I've met through them, that like they do have a lot of people that only check for their battles. So I know exactly what you mean. Like, there's going to be a lot of people would never in a million years check for an Allwyn battle. That's no disrespect to him, they just wouldn't do it. But they see Lefty, it's like, oh, I know him from back in the day, I'm gonna watch it. Do you know what I mean? And I think Allwyn held his own, bro. Do you know what I mean? He had some quality.
Fucking he had three solid rounds.
Obviously I knew that was gonna happen. I mean, look, bro, let me just put it like this. I knew I wasn't messaging Allwyn saying, make sure you come with it. I knew, like, I wasn't worried about that at all, bro. Like, I was not worried about that even remotely. I knew he'd come strapped, ready to go. So shouts to Allwyn, shouts to Lefty. But yeah, moving on to Danielson. Now you're here. Great first question, man. Do you feel like you oh shit, I didn't even read the full thing. Oh, sausage. Are you annoyed that you well it says are you annoyed that you got lost? I assume you didn't get lost. You are you annoyed that you lost to Clash? Do you feel like you won?
No, I don't.
I know someone who got lost on the way home. I'll save that for after he's spoken.
I don't feel like I lost. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like my bars were harder, but like, all respect to Zen, obviously, but I don't feel like I walked away as a loser. Like,
no one thinks
I still, do you know what I mean? Like, I still feel like I won even if I didn't win that, like I still won. Do you know what I mean?
Sounds mad corny, but I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
You had you rocked the crowd, bro. Like, not to sound like fucking Grandmaster Flash, but like, mate, you like rocked that fucking crowd, man. Like, you come up ready to go. You had the Vinny Paz Ill Bill towel around your neck. I thought this geezer's about to get serious when a white guy grabs a mic with a towel around his neck. They ain't playing about me. So
no, it was sick, man. I put in a lot of work. Like, I was so happy with how it came off. Do you know what I mean? I managed to get my bars off. Like, yeah, I was super happy. Like,
I think your coldest bars as far as reaction and just kind of penmanship in general was probably the Harry Maguire scheme, because it just hit so hard. You set it up well, you kept to the point, you didn't waste any bars, like what we were talking about a minute ago. Like, crowd fucking loved it. Obviously the Euros was only like 5 minutes ago, people are still sad about it and shit, like bang. Like, I'm gonna be honest, if you dropped that bar 6 months ago, I probably would have been like, I don't know who Harry Maguire is. But
yeah,
but you dropped it. I was like, shit, I actually get a football, man. This is. But yeah, so what of your bars did you think were your hardest ones, and what of Zen's do you think were his hardest ones?
Yeah, man, like the forehead bars. Like, I was thinking maybe I've got too many forehead bars, but they seem to go off.
You can only say after a battle rap event.
Yeah, the whole 4x forehead, like all
Banger.
that stuff, like
Banger.
Yeah.
Even Zen said it. Zen said today he was like that hit me hard. Like,
Yeah. I was a bit pissed that he had the 4 Lions bar, because I had material, 4 Lions material that I took out. I thought I'm not gonna go there. Yeah.
Oh, is it him being Asian?
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I didn't think you were gonna have bars about that. I didn't think it doesn't seem like you, bro.
No, it didn't sit right with me. The content I had, I thought this is too racial for me. Like, I don't want to go there. So yeah, I cut that.
Well, with the racial angle is hard, bro. Like, 'cause people ask me this a lot. Like, oh, like, have you ever been like offended? And I'm like, I've never been offended by anyone someone said, but I've more been offended by the bar being shit. Do you know what I mean? I've never been personally offended by something anybody said to me in a clash about me being Asian, but it's like, I get, so obviously I'm not offended by being a shit. I get more angered if someone does a racial bar in any battle, especially obviously against me. Even I'm talking like literally a fucking freestyle battle. I get pissed off if you have to go down that route and it's not original. So are you kind of saying that you had kind of racial bars coming to you, but they just weren't really at the standard of what you thought would be funny?
Yeah, man. Like, it can always go left if you're doing that sort of stuff. So I didn't even want to risk it. Do you know what I mean?
I say this to a lot of people. Like, some people say that like going for that stuff is like the easy route. It's actually not. It's a lot harder because because it needs that originality and spark that you fucking need with something else.
It could be hilarious.
If you go for racial humor, and the humor doesn't land, you're just saying racism.
Which is the problem, innit? Which is the problem in a lot of clashes, bro. There's a lot of clashes where some people say some shit and you can't quite work out. Are you just saying this because you can? Because that's one thing I've changed.
Because if it's not funny, it's obviously funny to the guy who wrote it.
Yeah.
And like some things like are only funny because you're a bit of a racist. So that's why you think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
So when they don't land, then you're fucking like then everyone in the room makes a value judgment on you. That's probably not that far off.
So what did you like his 4 Lions bars to you, or did it just make you annoyed that you did? Because that would have been wild if you had a written flip already in your material to say back. Like,
that's it. A rebuttal would have been sick, but given that it's on beat and bar limits and stuff, it would have been a lot harder to I weren't prepped for that.
What you just said, what this comment just said is kind of I'm going to be completely hold my hands up. I was hoping someone was going to quote one of my racial bars so I didn't have to bring it up myself. But that's what I mean. They were some of the most fun bars. The racial shit that I spat to Pesci was some of the most fun I've ever had spitting bars full stop, actually, because it was just funny. And like, obviously I'm not going to sit there and do unoriginal bars to some fucking Indian geezer. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to obviously make it as complex as a racial bar can be. I don't want to like overanalyze it, but yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you can do the race angle, and it's been taken in loads of battles. Like, you can, I mean, I can't think of an example, but very, very, very occasionally you've had, white guys battle black guys and take a racial angle, and it's been funny. Like, I say very occasionally because it doesn't usually work. But
again, like, I'd argue like doing them kind of bars well is harder than any kind of other bar.
Well, but then you get some people who play to the
So a
crowd.
lot of the time, it's better not to bother, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't exist as a thing.
But I think with Danielson, with the image you've kind of created of yourself, is obviously about you haven't put too much of yourself in these battles. You kind of just have kept it rap, and I feel like I'm not gonna say disappointed. That's the wrong word, because if you'd have done racial bars well, I wouldn't have been disappointed. I would have said fair play. But I'm saying I would have genuinely been surprised. Like I didn't expect to hear you say anything racial, because it's just like it doesn't come across like that's the vibe you're on. And like obviously with Zen, it's like when someone's been battling so long, 10 years literally with Zen, there's other things to say. It's like with me, bro. Do you know what I mean? If someone clashed me now, it would be from a fan's perspective. If someone clashed me and started doing Asian jokes against me, people would be like, "You're battling in 2021," and that's what you're
the only angle you could think
that's
of.
the angle you come up with. Is that like? Do you know what I mean? So I would have felt like that. I would have been like, "Come on, you're clashing for $1,000 and you're talking about him being Asian. Like, you can do better than that." But the big head shit, bro. We talked about it in the interview before your last clash and in the interview after your last clash. Like, you got a right for what people can react to there and then. And those bars you wrote about his hair and his head, they might not be like fucking Shakespeare, but the crowd lap it up, bro. Like, they loved it. So
Jaden
how did
Smith
it
one
feel?
was a fucking Jaden Smith Karate Kid.
Amazing.
Like,
Exactly. So how did it feel? Because I assume that's the biggest crowd you clashed in front of, right?
Yeah, man, definitely. Obviously, it's been a learning curve going through each of these clashes, like writing for more and more people as I've gone on. So, yeah, for it to come off and be received well, sick. Like, it was so sick.
And then when I was announcing the winner, how were you feeling? Were you 50-50? Were you like, I've won this? Where were you in your thoughts? Oh shit, Crow's here as well. Sorry, bro, I just saw you on the side.
Yes.
G?
What's up? How we doing?
Yeah, so kind of like when we were there, obviously like that clash was just, please, if you haven't got the pay-per-view, man, please buy it and watch Danielson and Zen, because that was a masterclass in battle rap, man. From one new guy and one old guy. But yeah, so what were you thinking when we got back on this? Oh, it was quite a big wait. It was like a 20-minute wait or something between that and the decisions. When I was there, because I'll be honest, the reason I'm asking this is when I asked every judge for their decision, I honestly had no idea who they're going to say. Some clashes, I'll be honest, with the Shuffle Kinell, I feel like Shuffle had the crowd a bit more, so I was expecting to be told Shuffle. When I was going around getting their decisions, I actually asked them about 3 times each. I wrote it in my phone because I was like, I don't want to be, what's his name, Steve Harvey, and announce the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so how were you feeling when we got back on stage?
Yeah, I don't know if you seen I did the wiretap interview straight after, and I was like, do you know what? I feel like I could take it, but I'm not mad either way. Like, I genuinely felt like it was split. Yeah, like, but the reception I was getting from people as well, people were saying, I just can't call that. Like, there was a few people that come over and were like, oh, you got smoked. Like, nice try. You did your thing, but you got
Hold on.
That never happens.
Hold on. This is a battle rap. What? Strangers were coming up to you saying you got smoked.
There was 1 or 2 people.
Did they have Yorkshire accent? Surely.
No. I could. All right. There was like 2 people.
Smoked,
there was 2 people. But yeah, I was like, that weren't the case. Like,
yeah, no way. It was honestly, bro. Look, so on the day, Zen asked me straight afterwards. He was like, "What are you saying then?" I said, "Bro, all I can really remember at that clash is that Danielson, I think, won the first round." And I was like, I was so stuck in it, bro. There's actually a point in the clash I put my phone away because obviously I'm always filming for the story and that. But there was a point I actually was like, do you know what? I need to just fucking live in a moment for a second, put my phone away and just watch the battle of how good it was. So I was like, to be honest, I think Danielson won the first round. The rest, I don't know. But then I've watched it back today and I'm like, I feel like Zen won the first round and Danielson won the second round. So it's like, I don't know because
it was crazy tight.
And obviously Still Tipping is one of the best beats of all time, hands down.
Yeah.
And it's like
wild.
I was so engaged in that round, like I need to soak this up. Obviously Zen had the crazy 4 reloads about don't flop, but then you come back with the Harry Maguire shit. Bruv, like I said, I watched that back and I'm like, Danielson kind of took it. So it comes to the third. Bro, every comment is just going to be saying that that's one of the best clashes we had. I think that's one of my favorite Don't Flop battles in years.
Yeah, nuts, man. Really.
But yeah, Crow, you're here now, mate. Thanks for coming. That sounded so sarcastic, but I meant that very sincerely.
Oh yeah, you're here.
You're here. Yeah. So yeah, just starting with the battle we're talking about. What did you think of Danielson and Zen?
Man, honestly, I was at the side of the stage and I thought it was so nuts. Like,
yeah, you're in some of the footage. Some of the footage I've got, you're there going.
Yeah, I was loving it, man, because the sound levels were really great as well for a lot of it, so I could really hear what they were saying, but the beat wasn't too quiet because sometimes it can feel awkward in that, when it's real quiet. But it felt like a party vibe in there, you know what I mean? And yeah, it like popped, man. I loved it. Did you have a winner in your mind? See, this is tough. I'm the same in that, like, I feel like different rounds went different ways for me on the day, and on watchback. I kind of think Danielson took it like just by a little bit, Right. So, and I think that's the crazy thing is like, a different set of judges might have called it the other way and stuff, but that's the reality of like live battle rap, isn't it? Like,
Well, that's kind of how I see it. That it just depends on the judging panel, and it was difficult to get a panel that didn't know. There was a few people that I can't judge this, bro. Like,
what I think was
it was difficult to get a fair panel for that battle. Yeah, it was really hard.
I think I personally, I love Zen, and I think he's amazing. He's a worthy champion in it, and that was a fire battle from both. I think he's maybe a little bit better with playing the Clash game. But I think I preferred like the content of Danielson's stuff. So I think that's where it is also tossed up as well. You know what I mean?
So Danielson, with like rounds, when you watched it back, what rounds do you give yourself? Do you give yourself all of them, two of them, one of them? What?
I give myself the first ever so slightly, like based on the fact that Zen's Greg's material was stuff that I'd heard from Hulk and Tidal and Graphic Grammar. Maybe not as like.
I would say he had the best punchline from all of them, though. Personally,
yeah, no,
I think he had the best punchline of all of them.
I think the best bar in it for me was your albums, like Greg's Not Staying Hot for Long. Like I rated that one the most out of the whole scheme, I think. And then I'd give the second to me. And then the third, there was a bit of controversy in the third, but like in terms of who's going when and whatever. But yeah, I think I was running out of steam at that point.
Right.
And I'd definitely give that to them.
When you say running out of steam, what do you mean? Do you mean just energy wise, or your bars weren't up to par?
No, I think my bars were there, but I think like my breath control, I was probably too caught up in the Clash to be focusing on my breath control like by that point, and I was maybe getting a bit too gassed off all the reloads and the energy and wasn't focusing enough on my breath control, because I know I could deliver those bars because I'd been through it a million times.
That happens every Clash though, bro. Every Clash you do, there's a bit you watch back and you think, why? Kinell, bro, there's something in your first round versus Shuffle. Some of your opening bars, the lyrics are incredible, but you run out of breath on a couple of them because you just get hyped. It's what happens in it, especially when you're in the zone. You're so gassed to finally get these bars off, so you never have to think about them again. Often you spit them too fast. So I think that's fair enough, bro. By round 3, when you've been rapping, we were doing 24, but I think not everyone's going to notice this, but like every verse was 24 bars this time. So it's like, what, about 2.5 times the material of normal or whatever. So it's like by round 3, and honestly, I think as I would say that round 3 does kind of trail off for both of you, if I'm being honest. Like, I think you both started super strong. Round 2 was both your hardest shit, I think. I think by the end of round 3, you both lost it a little bit, and it kind of, I think, and maybe it was those extra bars that we added in, because we all kind of agreed it's the final. It needs to be longer. It needs to be epic, which I did. I would use that word, bro. As much as Kinell was saying, like, or Shuffle was saying, sorry, stop calling every battle a classic. I would really say that was an epic class because you were both trying to win a grand. It was sick. But I think them last kind of like 16 to 8 bars from both of you, neither of them really hit that hard. And then it kind of, do you know what I mean? So I think,
especially when you don't get the reloads on bars that you think might connect. So you think like, I haven't got that chance to take just an extra breath in between those takes or whatever, it really takes its toll.
Well, I've already put it to dialect, man. I've already said to dialect. Like we were teasing dialect so much on the Zen stream, saying if he comes to the event, you know you're gonna want to clash. And I spoke to him at the event and after the event, and he 100% knows he has to clash at some point because he had the fucking best time ever. So I actually said, I was like, honestly, bro, I'd love to see you clash Danielson. So we'll have to see what happens in it. But yeah, so shouts out to you, Daniel. So like I said, man, you earned your flowers 100% from as soon as you spat round one. Everyone was paying attention. Like you said, you didn't lose. You didn't. You know, you might have lost officially, but you definitely didn't lose that clash, bro. Like everyone's getting opponents for you going forward is going to be much easier. I'd love to have you on the birthday. If you want to clash on the birthday, I'd love to get you like a sick on-beat clash for the birthday or something. Because if you can bring that energy you brought to Zen, I think it's the towel, bro. The towel, you're channeling the energy of every white rapper with a beard for the last 15 years. So bring the towel to the birthday. Like, so how are you feeling about one last question before we move on to Crow? How are you feeling kind of now? Are you looking forward to having a few weeks of not writing? Or are you keen to get a new opponent in for the birthday? You don't want to battle there. What are you thinking right now?
It's nice to have time off after 4 months of just continuous, but then I watched the footage back and I was like, oh, I can improve there, like ready to go again. So yeah, man, I'm up for more on beat stuff, definitely.
The improvement, bro, from your tryout, obviously, like your tryout wasn't bad, but it was just like an okay tryout. Like you got some bars out, but as soon as you I was hoping when we announced the on beat thing, I was hoping you were gonna apply. I thought you might apply because I know you're serious about your music, and to get to the final, bro. I mean, it's a corny question, but it's like, did you see yourself in the final, or when you first accepted and did Clash 1, where did you see yourself reaching in your head?
I thought I could make the final, but I always said I'll be happy to make the semis. My main aim was that rematch with Hulk. Like I wanted to, because I felt like I beat him on the wiretap thing we did. So I was like, I want to get there and I want to prove myself at that point. And then to go through to the final, I was gassed. Yeah.
So what would, apart from breath control, you said you wish you could switch to breath control. Watching it back, is there any bars you'd change, bars you didn't say you'd throw in, like things you think could change the format or whatever? How do you feel?
I think I had more forehead bars that I probably could have got off, but
just keep the crowd laughing, man. Just keep them laughing, bro.
I had some shit about Jimmy Neutron that I definitely should have put in there about the forehead stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm happy with it though. I'm happy with it how it was. Like, I mean, I can't regret it.
It was funny to see you take them angles because it's like, it's true, bro. It don't matter if your hairline comes down like Frisco's, bro. The minute you get cornrows, your hairline it's over. So like, I think you picked a good topic because it was such a like, all of you in the crowd can look at this and see what I'm talking about, blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? And I think you knew that from all the conversations everyone's been having about. I think these streams before the event did a lot of good because I could see a lot of battlers taking stuff on board. Not just like I said about Reverse earlier, but everyone. I think all of you on here and all the battlers we streamed with, we all talked about with you things you were trying to hit, like notes you were trying to touch on. I think all of you managed to do that. So yeah, segue into Crow. Same thing to you, bro. I gotta, on record, give you your props, man. Like you just were so comfy up there, bro. Like so comfortable.
Let's go.
Projection was on point. The American accent was bearable, so fair play. But sick battle, bro. Same thing. I'm gonna keep saying this, man, like a broken record. If you haven't got a pay-per-view, it's only $9.99 for the whole thing. They're not gonna be on YouTube for a good few weeks. $9.99 for the whole event. Crow, yeah. Let's go through you versus Pamphlet, man. I'm just gonna turn my light on, but carry on talking. What did what's your feedback for the battle?
So yeah, man, I just basically, I knew going into it that everyone was going to be kind of thinking that I didn't deserve the shot or whatever, because on Don't Flop I only had one battle and I did one other battle in between the two. So I knew people were going to think like, why the hell has this guy got this plate? So I went into it like, I'm going to show them all exactly why. Because, I've performed for years. I know I've got those chops. You know what I mean? I just needed to find my right spot in the battling kind of arena, you know, with my delivery and stuff. And I've been writing bars for years, so I knew the content was there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, I just wanted to go in and show out, and I really feel like I did that. And I feel like I matched his energy, you know, and brought my own stuff to the table. So I was really, really happy. The crowd was so responsive and stuff. So yeah,
what did you think about Pam? Do you think Pam was as good as what you thought? Did he spit the way you thought he was going to spit? Like
I predicted a couple of his angles, of course.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew going into it what he was going to do. I hoped that he was going to maybe flip a bit more, but I know he kind of put himself off after he messed up in that first round one. But he was really funny, man, and it was just like it was hype to go against a guy like that, where you know it's just going to be silly and just like laughs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
You didn't seem shook, man. You didn't.
Nah, not at all. And that's the thing is, I just wanted it to be like entertaining for everyone. That was the whole point. You know what I mean? I knew that it wasn't going to be some personals like getting up in each other's grill kind of thing. I was like, this is going to be fun for everyone. I'm going to make sure I do my part in that. You know.
And how was it for you afterwards? Like, did you get to speak with any fans after your battle?
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Yeah, like people were like asking to have their pictures taken with me and shit.
Yeah,
like, all right, cool.
That's a mad feeling, isn't it, bro? The first time that happens, that's such a wild feeling.
Yeah, it's really good fun.
Really good fans in the venue. Like,
Yeah,
I met a lot of
everybody.
people that flipping I'd not seen at an event before that were really cool.
Yeah, loads of new people, man. A lot of women as well. Shouts out any women that are locked in that came, man. There was not just your standard like girl that's been brought by her boyfriend and doesn't really want to be there. There was a lot of girls like really fully getting involved, which is why it's obviously I'm happy that we Patrick and I included the idea of the female event on the back of the booklet, because we can say that publicly now. That's something we haven't said well at all. Actually, it's actually been an idea I had since pre-lockdown March 2020, but we just felt like now's the time that we're looking to
Definitely.
And that event proves it, because like you said, there was a lot of new people. There was definitely a good 10-20 women. I've never seen at events before, so I think the time for an all-female event is definitely now. So that's the plan for 2022. Super early stages. It will. Yeah, there's actually not that much to say about it really, because we haven't done any organizing behind the scenes. It's going to be like I'm almost thinking to possibly document the process of it, because I think it's going to be such an interesting experience. It's just find female talent. It's going to be like a full female card, female DJs, whatever. It's going to be dope. And it's been so long so long time coming, because people have been complaining about a lack of female talent for so long now. We've been complaining for years about it, years and years and years. So
it's a really interesting way of doing it, is having like an all-female event. Because I think the problem with a lot of like female battlers that come into it is like sometimes they end up with you don't really want to put them against a lowbrow tryout, because they're gonna get hit with lowest common denominator stuff that's just gonna put them off. But there's also the risk of, if you put them against someone who's too fucking experienced, they're just going to get washed, which is also going to put them off. Yeah. So,
but it's funny.
Female battles is what you want.
Because here's the thing, right? So, if you said about the reason we're discussing this is because you said how good the crowd was Saturday, and we can all agree the crowd was incredible. So again, big up anyone watching who was there. Great, especially during the on-beat battle. I mean, they were absolutely off the chain during that battle, because basically I got on a mic for about 20 minutes before and said, don't be a bunch of fucking pussies, because I'm going to kick all of you out if you ruin this clash. And they made it. They absolutely made the battle. But that kind of crowd, that's the kind of crowd I want at an all-female card, because I wanted to make it clear, like, as a man, it's not my job to go, no men allowed. Like, that's not me. It's obviously the event. We want a mixed gender crowd. Like that. I'm sure we'll have more women that were there on Saturday. But I'm just saying that, like, when we actually fully do get into planning this event properly, because it's going to be 2022 for anyone wondering. It's not going to be, definitely won't be this year. It's going to be 2022. But like, we're going to make that clear in the thing. Like, we want a good crowd there. We want men, all our loyal fans who are 90% men, to come. The difference is, like Kinell, what you were saying, we want to do a female event so we can eradicate this thing that every female battle rapper is a slut and this and that, and it's boring. But then here's a funny thing I want to say, a funny little anecdote. So So there's a female rapper from Brighton I was with the other day at like a poetry thing, right? And I brought it up to her and I said, I was like, well, I'm thinking about doing an all-female card in 2022, right? And I was like, would you be down to do it? Because I was like, surely you'd rather battle a woman who's not just going to call you a slag and it'll be like two guys battling each other. But what was funny was she was like, to be honest, actually, I don't really want to take down another woman. I'd much rather battle a guy. And I was like, well, now this is throwing a whole spanner in the works, because now it's like, now you got me thinking that other women are going to say that. But obviously, like, a battle of the sexes event is the most bait idea. It's like, you know, Benjamin Button, before it came out, kind of thing. It's kind of, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. Like, women sit there and say, oh, you don't put the toilet seat down, and men say, you're a fucking whore. It's boring, bro. Like, we want to do a, like, that kind of fiddlersy vibe where it's like just women dissing each other, like say how Crow and Pamphlet were dissing each other. So let's see what happens with that. But back to your battle, man. So same thing, kind of what I said to Daniel's son. Is there, watching it back, is there bits that you're a bit like, I wish I'd done that better, or are you just pretty happy across the board?
I'll be honest with you, I think I smoked it.
My G, round of applause for Kray. That's what I want to fucking hear, bro.
For real, man.
I have never had that feeling ever.
I watched it back and I was like, everything that I wanted to do, I feel like I got there. The performance, like just tweaking little moments and stuff with like my delivery. I was real super happy with it. So yeah, like
that's what's up.
I'm stoked, man.
Don't lie, bro. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Same thing with the material. You got out all the material. Did you do like last minute make any changes? Was there bits you wish you'd put in? Blah 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 blah.
So like I had that bit at the start of the second where I kind of predicted that he was going to do like all like American stuff, you know, and I literally thought of that just before we went on stage. And I was like, if he says something, you know, if he does some sort of like American stuff in the first, this is what I'm going to drop at the start of my second. And it paid off. So that was literally just memorized like just before I went on. And he's like doing the whole like pre-written or whatever.
My guy doing what, the 2007 pre-written.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Freestyle.
I'd love to see a compilation of just people doing the hand action.
Yeah.
But no,
I think I've done it in written battles before now. Like,
so Danielson, was there any moments in you versus Zen? Were you ever tempted to try finally master that on beat flip thing we talked about before, or was it just too much pressure in a moment?
No, not like a lot of people felt I was out of my depth as it was. I wasn't trying to jeopardize anything for myself. I was just trying to get my bars off. And I wasn't trying to. Like I would have loved to flip some of the Greg stuff or the Four Lion stuff, but no way.
Well, yeah, event and mixed doubles, that's a great idea, bro. But all I can say about that is we've got a lot to get through first before we do that.
We've got to get the talent.
We've got to get the talent first. So Patrick and I, we're going to put together April Fool's event as well. We're going to, because people just love them April Fool's battles, man. So we're bringing April Fool's back. The first step is just to get more women, man. And I said it's been so long overdue. If we hadn't had lockdown, we probably would have done the event last summer or something. But the first step, I think that's actually a really good idea, bro. Mixed doubles would be great, but you have to remember we've got a 2-on-2 event coming up on the 27th of November. That's the taster event for that, to just see if we actually have any teams that work together. After that, we've got to do the female event, probably spring 2022. And then maybe summer or winter next year, we could look into bringing it all together. But we just desperately need just talent, bro. We just need talent. We need to just... This idea of, you know what I mean, it's 2021 now. We've been sitting around for probably at least the last 5 years being like, why do no women apply? And that's kind of what twigged something in my brain. Like, why is all we do just sit here and complain that no women email us? Why aren't we going out to fucking find the women? Because they're out there. Like, you go to open mic, this rapper from Brighton I was talking about, you go to an open mic, there's at least 25% women at every one. But it's like nobody is approaching them saying, have you heard of Don't Flop? Do you want to clash?
It was that chick I battled when we did the 8 Your Words battles for the end of the season.
Aflo. She's a maybe. I spoke to her a few weeks ago. She's a maybe. Yeah. So Who knows, innit? She's a
Yeah.
maybe. That's all I can
think
say.
it'd be a good thing. It'd be nice to like flipping. That'd be something that'd be good to promote with like maybe a cipher leading up to it.
Definitely. Oh, bro. When we have a date and a fucking name and everything confirmed, the promo for that event will be off the chain. Exactly what you said. Ciphers, this, that, the other. Like it's going to be amazing. But someone says, Daniel son, you're a legend for that tea.
Come on.
True story. When we were talking about entrance music and that, Danny Jack was like, "Oh, could I come out of Stone Cold?" I was like, "Please don't come out of Stone Cold."
Is something that got ditched for my battle?
Yeah,
it's like I bought a flipping what you call it? Who's the wrestler who killed all his family?
Chris Benoit.
I bought like a flipping I bought a fucking Chris Benoit t-shirt that I was going to wear for it, but like I got it off AliExpress because you can get all the stuff that's banned there, can't you?
So
we turned up at fucking like I thought. It's just sitting there like I can't wear a t-shirt with a man on it. It's
well,
not me.
Also, I don't know, bro. I'm not sure if your big reveal being a Chris Benoit t-shirt.
It was just gonna be a t-shirt that I was gonna wear.
It's dark, man.
But,
very dark.
Yeah. So
it was like sometimes like this is something I've done in battles in the past. Is like I'll flipping like wear something significant to see if I can draw a rebuttal out of them. Like having an idea of something I can say back to it.
But yeah, fair point. I'm aware of
Lizzie C's dope.
I've never met her. I've seen a couple of her videos. But
I battled Lizzie C.
But I mean this with no disrespect. This is not a personal attack on her. It's just a comment in general. My idea with doing an all-female card is bringing new people in. Now, obviously, active female battlers will be invited to jump on a card, but I'm just saying that's not going to be the start of that's not going to be the start of the process. We're not going to set a date and go, let's holler every single woman that's ever battled. It's actually going to more be the opposite way around in my head. It could all change, but in my head, we set the date and then we go out there and we go to every open mic we can get to. We go to blah, 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 poetry nights with Scoop and all these things. And we actually approach women first and say, would you consider doing a battle? And then once we've got the new people, then I'd probably at the end would be speaking to people like Lizzie C and these people saying, right, well, I got these opponents. Do you want to battle one of these? Like I said, it could change. Who knows? It might not even, someone belt so fast. This would be incredible. I'm not adverse to
that'd be a hell of a headliner.
I'm not adverse to Sophie Aspin. I'm not adverse. If it sells tickets, I can turn up with a DF piece. I'm obsessed with the idea of having a DF chain. If we could sell enough tickets, I could afford a DF chain. If Sophie Aspin could sell them tickets, I would do it, and I would do it absolutely fucking shamelessly. Holly Masters never battled, bro. She never battled. She just came to a lot of events. Holly Masters has never spat a bar in her life, on record anyway. What are my thoughts on the Rap Game UK? Honestly, hand on heart, I haven't watched a single episode. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I was absolutely breaking down in hysterics the other day when I found out one of the rappers in the battle segment did an American accent and bit Hitman Holler. Safe, Kray, see you in a bit, bro. Yeah, that's all I've seen. I've literally just seen the guy biting Hitman Holler and conceited. I honestly haven't watched a single one. So yeah, moving on. I was gonna say, just to completely change the conversation, we're talking about Quill's bit. We haven't spoken about that yet. Any battlers as well? I know loads of you lot are saying, "Oh, come on after blah blah blah." Like I said, I'm not gonna be on here for absolute latest 9. So if you're gonna come on, anyone watching, come on before 9. I'm just gonna quickly check my phone. If I haven't sent you the link. I think I've sent it to everyone, but if I haven't, send me a message now. I'll get it to you. Yeah, we're not going to be on here later than 9. So yeah, talking about Quill. Just give me some thoughts on that.
Flipping like his round was fucking amazing. Like, loved the intro, the fucking old James Bond thing.
Yeah, that was I didn't. Sorry, I'm just sending the link to people. Yeah, I didn't fully know where he was going with that.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. Like, I don't really know James Bond like that. Like, it's something like I remember being on TV when I was a kid, and I've not seen any since like the fucking Timothy Dalton ones. But like, I just thought it was a fucking interesting start. Like, I fucking understood it without being familiar with what the shit is like.
Yeah. No, it worked. I'm just saying when he started doing the Bond accent, I was a bit like, what? Like, what's he doing? What is this? I didn't really understand it at all.
It's like his whistling thing. He just wants to like sort of settle it to a level and then just do the reveal like.
Yeah, no, I do. I've now realized I have made it look like I want to desperately get off of Love Island. I promise you. I haven't watched a single episode this season. I loved the last season. I tweeted about the last season obsessively. This season does not remotely interest me. I literally just don't want to spend all my night on YouTube talking about battles. That's the only reason. But yeah. So going forward, obviously, have we discussed every battle? I think we discussed Kinell's one. We discussed it on Beat Battle. We discussed Quill. Quill was great. Well, actually, no, Danielson. What did you catch Quill's round?
I did, yeah.
What did you think?
Yeah, it was good, man. It's unfortunate that we didn't get to see the proper clash in it because I would have enjoyed that.
Well, that's a good talking point, actually. Yeah. What if the proper clash had gone down? What do you think would have happened?
I think Quill probably would have took it.
Yeah.
I think it would have been better if Georgie faced Quill before he faced Bobby and Tony. Like, I think that would have been a better order, and I don't think he would have ducked then. Yeah, I think off coming. I mean, I don't know the guy, but I think coming off of Tony and Bobby, like I think it maybe gave him more reason to duck Quill.
Right.
But yeah, Quill.
I mean, even though obviously, even though we're not on good terms, I'm not gonna point this to disrespect him. Like, I wouldn't even say he didn't as such duck the battle. Like, I don't want to focus on it because it's done now and the event was great, but he didn't. I know what you're saying, but he didn't as such 100% just him duck it. It was more kind of like I felt that's where it was going, so I made the call and said, this ain't really working for me. Sorry. I know it sounds like we're in a relationship, but I kind of said, yeah, I'm not really sure the way this is going on. I don't really like it, so I'm going to call it a day. Personally, I don't regret it. From my point of view, from what Quill did, the word for me is captivating, bro. I feel like he was so captivating. I got to give him props, man. He held the room better than some of the battlers did. And I think it was one of those ones where it would have been amazing. I think watching it back, I thought, cool, this would be sick if Georgie then came and said some of his shit. On the day in the room, no one was really saying that. And that's why you got to give him his props. Like, no one was saying, oh, that was all right, but is it awkward? Like, we've all seen those ones where people, it's not, and this is through no fault of the battlers, but when they want to get their shit off, they spit to the camera. It can be really cringy. But Quill, because he had that 5 days notice and he could make it into a thing, he captivated everybody's attention, man. And you didn't leave the room thinking that was cringy. You left the room like, fuck, Quill's a beast, which I guess leads us on to this thing that people keep commenting and asking, is the fact that he called me out. Do you think, how badly do you think I would body Quill? And be careful, because obviously we can just keep your battles in the vault if you want. So let me know. No, for real, like, I don't know where he's got this idea that he wants to clash me, but he didn't tell me before the day that, but now suddenly that's his new wave.
It's out there, like, fucking people are talking about it. It seems a lot of people want it now.
Yeah, man. I mean,
if you want that don't flop chain, then you might have to step up.
I'll set up my own award. It'll just be like the Clashed Quill Award. Bang, I'll win it. I take it. No, I don't know, bro. Like, it would be an amazing battle, but my honest answer is a boring one, really. But just from the amount of work I had to put in on Saturday to make it run on time and to make it happen the way I wanted it to go down, I can't see. And I hate disappointing people, but just like, to be fair, I've never even implied I would do the clash. It's like, I'm just being honest. Like, the amount of stuff I had to do in the 3-4 days leading up to the event, and especially on the day, I was non-stop doing shit all day long. I can't see a level of preparation I could have that would mean I could do all of that and then just give a great performance. Because if I come back, bro, like if I come back, I mean, this is an incredibly annoying comment, but it's quite funny. If I come back, there's just so many eyes on me, and that I can't be, I can't be whack. I've got to have improved and blah blah blah.
It's definitely a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it without knowing I was gonna give the performance of my life, bro. It can't be the same as 2015. I gotta be an upgraded version of myself. And like I've said this multiple times, I'll never ever be like, oh, I've retired, because I haven't retired, bro. Like the idea of battling sick. If I'm being really honest with you, bro, like I'd love to do it on beat battle. I would absolutely love to, bro, because people don't. This is what I mean. Like, I'm still a fucking rapper, bro, and I don't think people understand like how much I grasp the idea of rapping, bro. Like, I fucking man, that's something I've thought about for years before people even called me out. I've always thought like, bro, like at some point when the right opponent turns up, I wouldn't mind doing it on beat one. But the idea of that, they feel like a little bit less stress. You've done more than me. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe they are just as much stress. I don't know. But the idea of having everyone in the room dead silent, looking at me, and me having a stumbly performance, I feel like it's just tarnishing the legacy for no reason. For Quill, I understand from Quill's point of view. He knows I'm going to turn up. He knows I give him a good clash. He's trying to persuade me by saying, but bro, I'm not gonna go. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck about that. It's about me. It's not that I don't think you would go super personal. It's about I can't clash you unless I can give you what you need. I don't think unless I had a team of 8 people appear out of nowhere who were the most efficient events team ever, which isn't going to happen. I know it's disappointing for you lot to hear, but I can't see a moment where I'll be ready to battle him.
You need to like walk away from the crowd for a bit at least. Like even if you're not going through your bars, just to like just get out the room and just give your head a wobble and things like that. It's not like fucking even if you're not like running through your shit on the day, flipping like sometimes like I can't even like I say I miss reverse and for me and all that like and. It's not because I was outside like fucking going fucking like you do just need a bit of fresh air like loosen up.
It before every clash,
you've got to be loose.
Yeah.
And you can't be loose at work.
I somehow just before clashes just yeah. Oh, by the way, definitely R.I.P. Shortlock, man. What a fucking legend, bro. That's what like such like. Shit news this morning. We all woke up gassed like pay-per-views out, and then like literally 5 minutes later the news broke about him. Like definitely rest in peace to Shortlock, man. I was proper starstruck. I walked past him once in Tufnell Park. I was like literally I was like fuck, and then I didn't know what to say, so I just left it. Like I didn't want to be that cringy guy that was like, oh bro. As I left it. Like
thing is like flipping I'll speak to a few comics and that like and apparently, like flipping, he's like absolute G in real life. Like fucking, because like fucking, so some of these people, like we sort of see them on the TV and like and like what they do entertainers and they think they're cool, and then you hear a bit of something like they're actually a bit of a dickhead in real life.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Like, but apparently not him. Apparently, top guy.
Yeah, rest in peace, Sean, man. Definitely, bro. Really sad, really sad. But yeah, so I mean, let's just quickly let's do 2 things. Let's go through the clashes of the event, and let's pick some best moments at each clash, and then let's talk about the future because I think I think Sean Kray is still tuned in. He's kind of been the main one pushing this idea from the start of Next in Line, saying if Next in Line goes well, which let's be honest, it did go really well. It can't be a one-off, it has to be the start of a new movement, positive movement. You know what I mean? No, not attached to beef. There was no beef in the room Saturday. You know what I mean? No one was, and I know for a fact there was some people in the room that really don't like each other, but there was no animosity. There was no beef. There was nothing. Everyone got on fine. They're the vibes, people. Because for the fans watching, I know that's what pisses you lot off the most, innit? But any one of you lot that were at the event can attest to this. The vibe was just positive. It's exactly what we wanted. It was just there was
end to end.
It was just pure. Like I said, that's why I'm annoyed. I would have loved to get to speak to people more But I really had no time to do anything. But it's like the vibe was just like we're all here, you know. When I introduced Formian and Reverse, let's be honest, Formian and Reverse is an unknown versus unknown. That wouldn't usually get a cheer, but first battle of the day, I mean, that got fucking raw when I introduced it. Everyone was just so happy to be there. Like, so yeah, you know, we have to keep this momentum going, man. We got to make the birthday bang. I've already told all the next in line people I want as many of them on the birthday as possible. You lot who haven't seen the announcement, it's going to be in Bristol. Shouts out anyone from Bristol watching. It's so lit down there every time we come.
Oh, no, I flipping love a Bristol crowd, man. I love a Bristol event.
Best ones, definitely, you know, Bristol, Birmingham, Leeds, London, them big cities, man. They just turn out and they're always lively. So obviously our last big event before lockdown was Bristol. So it felt only right to bring it back. And obviously Craft defending the title and that. So we've got Crafty versus Kinell, Crafty versus Shuffle. Sorry. Crafty versus Shuffle is confirmed. Are you thinking of trying to get a clash there, Kinell? Do you want to come down?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm fully involved.
Yeah. Where are you at, Daniel? Are you leaning towards trying to get a clash or chilling? Where are you feeling right now?
I want it, man. I want to. Yeah.
Fair enough, bro. That's what I like to see. I think most people will be, bro. All you lot. That's like I gotta give. I don't. Most of the battlers who aren't on but are still watching. I just gotta give everyone their props, man. Like absolutely, there was literally not one shit performance. There's not too many battle events you can say that about. There was quite literally not a single MC came weak. Everyone came prepared. People did their own. People had different styles. Do you know what I mean? Everyone did their own thing a different way. Some people were experimenting a bit more. Some people were being a bit more rigid. But overall, across the board, every single battler killed it. So, like I said, let's start with let's go through the clashes. Obviously, best moments from Formian and Reverse.
Conway the Machine.
Oh, this battle's more one-sided than Conway's face. Fair enough.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, I saw that today.
Good answer.
I had a very similar bar.
Yeah.
Like just as a punchline that fucking was gonna you know, in my little list of spare punchlines for the 2-on-2 that didn't happen because Hulk couldn't have made it. Fucking hell. I saw that and thought, Christ, I would look such a cunt. Because I didn't see it on the day.
But yeah, so that's probably the best bar. Then then we had Danny and Sean. We ain't even spoken about me jumping in Danny versus Sean. I ain't even got. Where's my flowers for that? You two got to give me my flowers. I had performance in the fucking afternoon, lads. Come on. Keep it 100.
Hey, fucking syllables for pop ratio. Fucking it went off.
Yeah. So Danny. I'm obviously biased, but I would say the moment of Sean versus Danny is me jumping in because it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
I sound like a cunt saying that, but I'm just being honest. I would give myself that.
Yeah, I think we could accept that. Yeah, we could have that.
Thank you.
I think there was a bit of a pause before you came in as well, innit? And I thought, is Sean choking here or what? And then and everyone just went fucking crazy. I was like, okay.
Bro, it's so funny. During his third round, whilst he was going, I was just thinking, oh, God, I hope this isn't... Because you know those ones, I can't think of any examples, but you know those ones where someone jumps in a battle and it's really awkward and it doesn't work? I started getting really nervous, like, because obviously we didn't practice anything. There was no practice at all. I just knew what the bar was, and that was what I was doing. And it was just like... As it started getting to it, I was thinking, fuck, if I have a croaky voice or like my voice is like squeaky or like I choke because I was getting prang. And then obviously when you said there was that little silence, the little silence was me making sure it was the right time to step in. That's what it was. It was me being like, yeah. Okay, it's the time. So yeah, we've just ruined that for anyone who hasn't bought the pay-per-view yet. But yeah,
What did Danny say about that?
When he was wavy later, he was like, bro, like the fact like you like never judged the don't flop battle ever, and then you judged me versus Briggsy, and then you've never jumped in a don't flop battle, and you jumped in. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gassed. It was like, bro, honestly, Rowan, like you've gassed me. The fact you jumped in my battle. He was honestly overjoyed. Me and Sean knew when we planned it, we were like, Danny, this is gonna be the best moment of his life. Like 100%, he's gonna love this. But it was one of them ones where like what I thought might happen did happen when it was like people, because I knew there'd be gas because it was so unexpected. People did start reacting a bit before I've finished the actual bar. Yeah. Like, so you can obviously work out what I'm saying. It's obvious what I'm saying, but like everyone does as I step out, I start speaking and it kind of muffles the end of it. But I knew that was gonna happen because again, that always happens in these little things when, do you know, like the other thing when I say like yes or no question and the guy in the crowd shouted yes and the question was, do you want Quill to quit? It's like you should have let me say what I was trying to say, but anyway. But yeah, so yeah, Pamphlet and Crow, top moments of Pamphlet versus Crow.
Fucking for me, it was I got a bit of a personal one for this. It was all the stuff about Pamphlet being on Don't Tell the Bride. Because that had happened before I battled Pamphlet, but we kind of agreed it was just going to be a completely no personals battle. Right. So I couldn't use that stuff. And fuck it, and like fucking, it's plagued me since. So now that someone's actually done it, I just feel better. Like, yes, it's out there.
Yeah, sick.
I love that material as well. That was that episode's iconic as well. Like,
oh mate,
love
many unintentionally hilarious moments in that. Impact turning up at the door with a message and the message is rubbed off. It's just classic.
Yeah, flip it. They cut out the whole of the lad Stagnite on it.
I know. What the fuck?
Yeah, were they up in Scotland near Seoul?
They went to like Newcastle or Edinburgh or something like that.
Yeah, flipping. I seem to remember Boski saying something about what should we call it? They were trying to flipping get all the soul to like sneak out and go on a piss while the camera crew weren't around. But that, like their phones had been taken or something.
So next one, Kinell and Shuff. I'd say best moment for you, probably something in your second round. Maybe even just kind of like the way you led into the sounds like stuff. The way you just kind of said like it's a game show for autistic, something like that. You just set it up so clearly with that. Do you know what I mean? And Shuff, what would I give to Shuff as his best moment? Maybe his opening scheme, because you didn't really see where it was going.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna rhyme it with Shuffle T, but it's like, what's the point of what you're saying? And then when he gets to the bit of like you could have £1 million or a clash with Shuffle T, it was like, fuck's sake.
Fucking like I don't really like going at, because it was like we'd both done a similar kind of announcer voice. And I fucking like don't really like going first. But in the moment I just sort of said like, nah, I'm cool with going first. Because
yeah, it was a bit awkward. None of you really like took it. Really,
yeah. Fucking like, I think it'd have just been fucking devastated if I'd have done that. But if his bit sounded like a rebuttal to my bit,
right?
Yeah, that could have been fucking. Yeah, who cares? I fucking lost anyway.
And then we had then we had Daniel and Zen. So Kinell, what was your best bits of Daniel and Zen?
Best bits of Daniel and Zen, fucking Karate Kid bar for me from Daniel's son, and I'd say with Zen it is the one that's going viral. The more views than the old Don't Flop got.
Yeah. And it's one of them ones. I see it from when Daniel's son saying about his material. I see what Daniel's son means, like that. It's a hard thing to pick what to say because you might have on paper, if you see your lyrics side by side, maybe had more stuff that was specifically about him, but those extra things that he throws in, the crowd just eats it up, bro. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's like the punchline itself saying you'll get uppercutted and see more views than the older. It's like that's not really about you, but it's about the energy of what he's saying. And a rap battle is not just about. It's obviously got to be about your opponent, but it's about who can say fucking cool things as well. So that's why I think it's going viral, because it's like it's a sick bar and he delivered it like it was the hardest bar ever written. So I'd say you're probably right there. That's probably his highlight. For me, I think Danielson's just first round or second round. I think maybe the second, just because steel tipping is like, I just think it's the ultimate beat ever. So I think maybe round 2, just Danielson's just general round 2 performance was wild. Then we had we went to, was it Lefty and Allwyn after that? I think we already discussed the Quill bit. If I had to pick a best bit from Quill, actually I can pick a best bit from Quill. It would be the "Why is this bum calling my name like a pocket dial?"
Yeah,
that's a wild bar. Lefty and Allwyn. Any favorite moments from Lefty and Allwyn?
I missed the first round of this.
Really?
I haven't watched it back yet. Yeah.
See, this is the thing, because with that one, I do feel like it's like what you call it, like the Marcus Rashford bar from Lefty.
Yeah,
but not because it was the best bar, because it was like, oh, we're getting this Lefty. Like,
yeah. I mean, what Lefty did you think you might be getting?
I don't know, like fucking. I don't know. Well, he wasn't particularly on form when he battled me, so like I kind of like see that as like one of his like worst performances.
Right.
So
yeah. So, and then Allwyn, which I think what his probably the one I put in the trailer, probably the Disco Stew Tang Clan. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, Disco Stew Tang Clan's a great fucking
brilliant.
Yeah.
Them what do you call them? Is it portmanteau? Is it a portmanteau?
Yeah.
Them like
like my Asher Rothschild.
Yeah, like Asher Rothschild. Those portmanteaus, bro. They are a guaranteed reaction every single time without fail.
Oh yeah.
Every single time.
A nickname for your opponent's fucking great. Like
definitely.
Fucking one of my favorites is when XQZ called Red Flag Hollow the Dunch.
Exactly, like it's you don't even need to rhyme it. You put it at the start of like with the Asher Rothschild thing. You didn't even rhyme that, bro, and it got a massive pop. And then we haven't. This is actually the only clash we haven't talked about is Frankie and Frost. I was hoping one of them would be able to come on, but Frankie and Frost was wild, absolutely wild. Anyone who watched it in the venue will know that the fucking bar staff messed up like Frankie's whole third round from just because people were telling me after the clash, they were like, when you were saying shut the fuck up, it was literally the bar staff. I was like, bro, like if I'd have known that, I would have been even more angry. But yeah, so Frankie and Frost, like what moments do we remember from that? Because that was there was so many sick bars in that, man.
Yeah, my favorite bars from each of them. Like for the Frankie one, he's losing too much blood. I fucking love that. Like, and he delivered it really well. Fucking what should we call it?
Frost's got to be the dip in the tea one, surely.
Yeah, he's good at bars like that. I'm so good with a knife, I eat soup with it, and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Like fucking, I like them. Those fucking like abstract fucking things that are just obviously ridiculous, but just delivered like that. I do this.
Another really good thing that Frost did was he really wasn't really any wordplay in it, but he did it kind of like spurred on by this whole idea. Like I put it in the event booklet, everyone kind of knew it leading up to the event. It was like this was like the make or break battle for Frankie. You know what I mean? Like he either comes with it and he delivers like a motherfucker, or he just doesn't clash basically. Not as in like he'll be banned, but you know what I'm getting at. Like it's kind of like it's next in line. It's been a minute. Let's see what you got, Frankie. We know you got the bars. Let's have some rapping now. I think Frost obviously clocked onto that, and he had a whole thing about it wasn't really that intricate, but he was basically saying like, just this is what happens with you every event. You write really good bars, you turn up and you flap it and you don't spit them properly. And the way he worded it was so succinct. The way he said it, it got
Frost got like a really good flow for getting a point across.
The way as he was saying it, Frankie was like, yep, like everything he was saying. Like so that was another slept on bit. Yeah, I'm trying to think of Frankie. I'm going to be honest. Frankie had a lot of shit I didn't really know what he was on about, but the crowd was going wild. So either the crowd was pretending to get it, or they know more about the shit he's into. I don't know. He had a lot of stuff I didn't understand, but it sounded off the chain. It sounded cool. That's all that really matters.
His performance was crazy, man.
Definitely,
really, really good performance.
I was so happy because obviously when I wrote down like let's see if today is the day he becomes a beast and masters the rapping. To see him in your face master that, his projection was up there. He was confident as well. He wasn't looking at the floor. He was ready, bro. And I gave him his props, bro, because the bar staff absolutely fucked up his last round. I even said to him, I was like, bro, if that was me or multiple other people, I wouldn't have been able to hold it down. I would have been wiling out, fucking saying, you're ruining my clash. And I give him his props, definitely, man. Professionalism on 11 for him, bro. He knew his material so inside out that like he had to stop 3-4 times, then he just handled it like a fucking man. That's what I'm gonna say, really. He just handled his business like a man. He didn't bitch, he wasn't shouting, he just said, cool, let's get back to it, jump back in his verse, and he smashed it. And yeah, some of the rhymes, that's what my highlight for him was, just the way his bars rhyme. A lot of the bars, I'm just going to be straight. You won't see me laughing my head off because I didn't really get it. But the rhymes and the structure of the lyrics for some of his bars. There was something he said rhyming with, what was it, Alan Curve? I don't even know who that is. But everyone went mental because of the way he rhymed it. And I was thinking, I guess that's a really good bar. I don't know. But that was a good last battle of the day. Good way to close it out. Like 2 really solid performances. Hopefully we'll see Frost at the birthday. He deserves some bigger opponents.
Yeah.
So yeah, before we wrap it up, then yeah, let's just end on the future going forward. Like, what do we need to do going forward? I mean, we got this thing. We got the birthday. We're not really doing too much between now and the birthday. That's where the focus is going to be. That's cool. After the birthday in November, what do you two think need to be the next moves we need to make? Because we definitely got some momentum now. What do we need to do to keep the momentum going?
I don't know. The fucking plans are good. I'm an event organizer. I haven't got a bastard clue.
No, what I mean is, I don't mean like, do we need pink wristbands or red ones, bro? I mean, like, what would you like to see? Like, what did you see on Saturday that you'd like to see more of? That's what I mean.
I'd like to see Pamphlet come back. I'd like to see him come back and battle more. It was good to see him back, but yeah, man, I think if he's continues, like, it's only gonna get better. Do you know what I mean? I guess with COVID, like, the overseas thing isn't really on the cards. I don't really know what the score is there, but
that's what it's missing, man. That's what it's missing for sure.
There's a couple of people saying 2-on-2 event in the crowd. What should we call it? That's actually on the flyer.
Yeah, it's on the flyer. It's on the flyer. 27th of November. 27th of November. That's going down 100% in London. That's happening.
Coming in 22. Return of April Fools. First ever all-female card in the doubles tournament, and much more. Much more.
Well, that's what I mean about the much more. Like, I just want to. We're not in a place right now where any event can be wasted, bro. Like, we can't come off the momentum of this and have everyone showing a lot of love and come back with something mediocre. Do you know what I mean?
I still want to do the flipping Chester event we got cancelled.
Well, yeah, maybe like that for sure, man.
Yeah, like fucking, like, you know, fucking, I could get us a nice small room. Like, I was fucking speaking to the people in the place where we're going to do it. They've come through COVID, okay. I think like maybe that'd be a good one for after the tryout event for like the lads who like we want to pair up for second battles and that.
Sick. I mean, yeah. Someone says, yes. Okay. So what it's going to be is the 27th of November. It's going to be in London. It's going to be a new venue. I haven't chosen it yet, but it should be a new venue we haven't used. That's my plan anyway. But no, it's going to be one-off. It's literally just an event because we haven't done a 2-on-2 event in so long. So it's just like to knock the rust off and that. Little 2-on-2 event. Probably be like 4 battles or something like that. Like I said, get the rust off, see how everyone's feeling. Not any money on the line, just a bit of fun. It's just going to be a laugh, like the vibe was on Saturday, really. And then the plan is for 2022. This is what I think. I'll be completely honest with you all. What I think is we're going to do this event in November. The battlers who come on the day who are like a little bit like, oh, I'm too good for 2-on-2s. They're going to be there on the day. They're going to see how lively it is. Yeah. They're going to see how much it is. And then I'm going to get a message from about 10 more battlers saying, oh, do you know what, bro? I'm going to make a team. When we've got more teams, when we've got 16 teams or at least 8 teams, then we'll do a tournament next year. So 100% some kind of 2-on-2 tournament will happen next year. Just don't know what right now. What do you think about beat fighter, Daniel-san? Do you think this beat fighter should become a yearly thing or what? I mean, how are you feeling on it?
I don't know. Like, I love the on beat stuff. I don't know whether, like, how would it work next year? Would it be beat fighter for the title shot? Like, how would you do it? I'm guessing Zen holds that title now. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would be the same. It would be like, yeah, it would be the winner. That's what it would be, I guess. It would be 4 battles like it was this time, but then your 5th battle would be a title shot. That's what it would be. So if you want to re-enter, bro, imagine that. If you re-entered and made it to, that would be legendary, bro. Then you're cemented as a legend if you manage to do that, bro. Trust me.
That's like the Arcane thing, like when he, he flipping like did the Grand Prix. Won the KOTD title, lost it on his defense, and then like he went into the next Grand Prix and then went back and won it again.
That's quite dope, dude. Yeah. If Daniel-san can make it to the final twice, he's cemented forever. But I feel like in your face, it's looking like once is enough.
It was a lot of work, man. Like, especially now I'm living up north and it going back and forth to London. Like, if it was elsewhere, maybe I consider it, but I definitely want to carry on with the on beat stuff, and I definitely want to see Zen defending that title. But then, like, who does he go against? That's the next question. I don't feel like there's a big enough pool in the on beat stuff to pick from
right now.
Maybe that's.
But the tournament brought out at least 16. We got at least 16 people now that we know are ready to go. I think if we do it again, we'll probably get another 16 fresh people that'll just be jumping in. That's the plan, isn't it, man? Just find some good new talent, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
Some new on-beat talent, new female talent. Definitely new male talent as well. Don't get it twisted. Like, we're still always looking for new a cappella talent. It's just, I think we have so much of it. Just for once, it's been nice to just have a tournament that's all focused on who can actually rap. I've enjoyed it. The event, you've been at every event, obviously. Good vibes, isn't it? Just it's just fun. Getting drunk and watch people rap on a beat is a different kind of experience to watching people a cappella.
That's it.
But yeah, Juan. Yeah, bro, I'd love to see Juan back, man. I think he's just on his uni. I don't know. I don't even know how old he probably is now. 24, 5. So I don't even know. Like, yeah, I'd absolutely love to see Juan back. I don't think he has any interest though. I think he's just. Yeah, I think he just kind of just lost interest in battle rap. He just disappeared. He was so sick though for his age. Like you seen Juan, obviously. Like Juan was dope, bro. Like he tried out when he was like 15 or something.
Yeah,
and he was like, he had some like really. I was like, bro, this kid is. If I'm being honest, when Juan tried out, I thought he'd probably be like the champ by now. I'm not even joking. Like genuinely, I was like, if he carries on doing these battles, he's gonna be like incredible. And he just gave up. Like sometimes it just happens, bro, isn't it? But yeah,
sometimes you just take a bit. A lot of guys just take a bit of time off and they don't come back.
Yeah, the time off.
Used to not being in the battle head. Yeah. But like flipping, like those same guys, like literally any of them, like just one day just might get that fucking urge and then they're back. That's the thing, like flipping, like a lot of the old guys you want back, flipping, if they're not in battle mode, fucking nothing will convince them. But if they've had that experience of fucking smashing a battle, it's in there somewhere. Like it's in there somewhere, and it could spark up at any fucking time.
But yeah, cool. I think we'll leave it there. We'll definitely do a stream about 2022 sometime. I mean, once the birthday battles are locked, we'll start doing the face-offs for them and stuff. Yeah, we'll 100%. The more 2022 comes together, we'll start streaming about that. Any ideas you lot have got, man? If any of you follow me on Instagram, whatever, just DM me. Like, honestly, doesn't matter if it's a big wall of text. I get it quite often from you lot, honestly, just being like, oh, here's loads of things I think you could do. And sometimes, to be honest, some of the things you say are actually quite sick. So anyone tuned in, yeah, bro, if you have anything you'd like to see us do next year, people, please don't be like the same fucking names we should bring back. I mean, like, if you've got some ideas of things we could do next year that we may not have thought, let us know, innit, man. And finally, again, big up all the battlers. You battled on Saturday. If you haven't got the pay-per-view, I'm sure some of you have copped it during watching this. If you haven't, just go to the link that is in the description of this video, or just search Don't Flop pay-per-view or whatever, it'll come up. Cop that, man. Support us. We really appreciate every single one. We really appreciate everyone that came to the event. We genuinely, absolutely appreciate all of you, especially if you're also buying a pay-per-view now. Like I said, this makes our life a little bit easier with that extra income and that. But yeah, I think we're out. And anyone watching who's now gassed to come to the next event, even if you got no one to come with, we got ages to match you up and find you a friend, man. The next event is the 13th of November, Saturday, the 13th of November in Bristol. It's going to be the 13th birthday. I cannot believe it's been fucking 13 years. It's insane. These two will be clashing. Most of the next in line card will be clashing. I want to see people from outside of Bristol. Trust me. Like, I don't just want to see a Bristol crowd there, bro. You lot have got 3 months to prepare. The date will not change.
Wave. They're like flipping.
Trust me.
If you're looking to travel to any event, a Bristol one's a good one to go to.
You'll be welcomed, man. You'll have a great time. If you've never been to the city, it's a great city to come and visit. There's a lot going on there. The people are really friendly. Yeah, man. Just make sure you come through because the date isn't going to change. So if you want to book your coaches, hotels, whatever, 13th of November. Obviously, I'm sure you can work out why I chose that date. It's going to be crazy. I mean, all you need to know is that Craft is battling Shuffle T for the title. Shuffle T could potentially, there's a 50% chance Shuffle T could be the first ever fucking doubles champion and title holder as well. So let's see in it. Anyway, I've chatted enough shit. Shouts out Daniel Sun for coming on the whole one. Big up Kinell. Big up Sean and Crow as well. Cop that pay-per-view. Yeah, we'll see you at an event really soon.
What should we call it? Just shout out, follow me on Twitter. That's at COLAK. And hopefully me and Red Flag will be finishing up our project soon. So we're hoping to get that out at some point. Keep an eye out for that. Sharp Objects.
And what is it, Daniel Sun Music?
Yeah, at Daniel Sun Music, the album Black Russian out now. Yeah.
I listened to it. It's cold. It's a sick album. Make sure you listen to that. There's some banging.
Just grimy punchline rap. And yeah,
Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirt type shit, man. Anyway, all right, guys. We'll catch you in a bit. Thanks for coming on. Big up everyone at